Courtney, and today I'm going to be showing you all the books that I've gotten during quarantine. I really have not left my house much since March. I've only been to a couple of places. I've been to the store, been to some shopping places, but not a lot. I've only really seen family and a few friends. I have not been doing much because I want to stay safe, and when I do go out, I wear my mask, wash my hands, social distance, I do it all. I'm not messing around. But during this crazy time, I have been able to get some books. Most of these are from Amazon. A couple are from Barnes & Noble. I just went there for the first time in like months the other day, and it was so weird. And again, I wore my mask, hand sanitized my hands, washed them, social distance. I did everything, just so you're aware. I have 7 books to show off, and I'm really excited to talk about these because I've read a majority of them so far, so let's just get started. So the first book I have to show off is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I got this book right before everything shut down. I remember I went out with a friend and we went to Books A Million, and I had been wanting to read this for a while, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I should buy it, and thank God I did because everything then shut down. But the reason why I got this book was because it was getting so much hype. A lot of people compared it to A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, which I sadly love. And I decided that I wanted to check this out, and I did not like it at all. I wasn't a fan of the characters. I really didn't like the plot, and I especially did not like how this is a standalone, so all of the world building and character development are just piled into this, and it was just a lot to take in. I personally think if this had been split up into like 2 or 3 books, it would have been so much better, because I feel like we could have gotten to know the world and characters more, but everything was just so rushed, and I personally just didn't really like that. The next book I have is Imagine Me by Tahara Mafi. This is the 6th and final book in the Shatter Me series, and overall I liked it. There's nothing bad for me to discuss. I thought everything was wrapped up really well, and overall I was satisfied with how things ended, so I thought Tahara did a good job wrapping up this amazing series. The next book I have is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This book, and just V.E. Schwab in general, was really popular in the book community for a while, and I remember thinking to myself, oh, like, I'm not gonna be that basic reader and read a V.E. Schwab book, but like, I'm a clown. I decided to try A Dark Shade of Magic because I read the summary and it did sound interesting, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna give it a try and we're gonna see what happens. And overall, I liked it, but I wasn't completely sold on it. I thought the plot, characters were fine, like nothing really excited me or made me think like, oh, this is what makes it different from other magic driven books and stuff. Like, there wasn't something that made it unique, I guess. And what really surprises me is that this is a trilogy, because this book honestly felt like a standalone. I thought everything was wrapped up for the most part, so the fact that there are 2 more books is just really shocking. So as of right now, I plan on not finishing the series, but if one day I'm just like, you know what, I want to know what happens, then I will get the other books and read them. But for right now, I'm satisfied. I liked it. Let's move on. The next book I have is Called Out in the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the first book in the Dreamer trilogy, aka the Rowan Lynch trilogy. And I read it back in May, and oh my god, I loved it so much. If you have not read this book or the Raven Cycle series yet, you are missing out because they're so good. I love the characters and the magic and just everything. And this especially, this is now my child. I love it so much. Rowan and Adam have my whole entire heart. Like, seriously, please jump on this trilogy. It's 10 out of 10. The next book I have is American Royals by Catherine McGee. If you don't know what American Royals is about, it's basically showing a world where America wins the American Revolution, but instead of forming a democracy, they form a monarchy. So George Washington becomes the first king of America. And this takes place 200 years later. The Washingtons are still in power, and it focuses on the current king's children, Beatrice, Sam, and Jeff, and just their personal drama. There's angst, there's romance, there's scandal, there's royalty, just all the great stuff. This is what I'm actually reading right now, and I'm liking it so far. I'm about halfway through, and it's good. It's really interesting. I love the concept of like, what if America was actually a monarchy? I think it's so interesting. And I like the characters. There are a lot of them, so it's kind of hard to keep track, but I'm really enjoying it so far. The next book I have is Only Mostly Devastating by Sophie Gonzalez. Only Mostly Devastating is a modern retelling of the movie Grease, and it's gay. I stumbled across this book one day on GOODREADS, and when I read the summary, I was like, I have to buy this because Grease is iconic and it's gay. Like, yes, this is gonna be great. So I got a Barnes & Noble and I'm super excited to read this, so hopefully I will get to it very soon. The last book I have to show today is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Maharan. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. To be quite honest, I don't know 100% what this book is about. I just know there's witches and witch hunters and an arranged marriage, and when I found that out, I was like, sold. But I'm super excited to read this because a lot of the YA fantasy series that I've read are either over or they're nearing the end, so I need some new fantasy books in my life. And when I stumbled across this book on GOODREADS, like I said, I was completely sold on the plot. I think it sounds so interesting, and I am really, really excited to read this. So hopefully I'll get to it soon. But that, my friends, was my quarantine book haul. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I also hope you all have been staying safe during this time. And I am Courtney, and I'll see you all next time in a new video soon. So I will see you then. So